64 arrives with stronger pop-up blocker and new developer features. Google today launched Chrome 64 for Windows, Mac, and Linux. Additions in this release include a stronger pop-up blocker and a slew of developer features. You can update to the latest version now using the browser's built-in silent updater or download it directly from google.com/Chrome. Chrome is arguably more than a browser. With over 1 billion users, it's a major platform that web developers have to consider. In fact, with Chrome's regular additions and changes, developers have to keep up to ensure they are taking advantage of everything available. First up, Chrome 64 has a stronger pop-up blocker that prevents sites with abusive experiences from opening new tabs or windows. These include third-party websites disguised as play buttons, other site controls, or even transparent overlays on websites that capture all clicks. If you're a site owner, you can use the Abusive Experiences report in the Google Search Console to see if your site has been found with abusive experiences. Chrome 64 also brings support for the Resize Observer API, which gives web applications finer control over changes to sizes of elements on a page. Responsive web apps currently use CSS media queries or window on Resize to build responsive components that adapt to different viewport sizes, but these are both global signals and require the overall viewport to change in order for the site to respond accordingly. Chrome now also supports the import.meta property within JavaScript modules that expose the module URL via import.meta URL. This is useful to developers writing JavaScript modules who want access to host-specific metadata about the current module or library authors who want to access the URL of the module being bundled into the library. Developers will also want to know that Chrome 64 includes an update to the V8 JavaScript engine, version 6.4. You can expect the usual speed and memory improvements plus new ECMA script language features. Check out the summary of API changes for more information. Chrome 64 was supposed to stop sites from autoplaying content with sound. We tested this and it appears the feature has not been turned on even though it does work in non-stable versions. Other developer features in this release, some are mobile specific. The offset path property can be used to animate an element by specifying the geometry of the path that an element moves along. Developers can now use the text decoration skipping CSS property to control how overlines and underlines are drawn when they cross over a glyph. Coordinates of pointer event with pointer type equals mouse are now fractional, resulting in more precise mouse measurements. To improve developer experience, Chrome now supports named captures in regular expressions, allowing developers to assign meaningful names to portions of a string that a regular expression matches. Chrome now supports the Unicode property escapes P and P for regular expressions that have the U flag set, allowing developers to create more powerful Unicode-aware regular expressions. Chrome now supports HDR video playback when Windows 10 is in HDR mode, enabling developers to provide users with HDR VP9 profile to 10-bit videos. Chrome now supports the Media Capabilities API in Origin trials, enabling developers to know whether an audio or video playback will be smooth and power efficient based on previous performance statistics. To match the media capture and stream spec, GetUserMedia returns a rejected promise with DOM exception or overconstrained error when there is an error. Developers can now use the cache option to specify the cache mode of a request. Developers can now use request.prototype.cache to view the cache mode of a request and determine whether a request is a reload request. To better align with the Permissions API spec, the Permissions API can now be used to query the status of the camera and microphone permissions.